to week 16 Hack Reactor Documentation Coding Bootcamp Extravaganza. Right now you're seeing footage of where the next place that myself and my girlfriend are going to be going once we leave Colombia, and that is called La Coruña or A Coruña, depending on where in the world you are typing or reading the town's name. Town or city, I guess we'll call it a city. It's the north part of Spain, but nonetheless, I'm just showing this because it's part of what's going on in my life, and we purchased our ticket to go to Spain for the end of July. That's because my tourist visa in Colombia ends at the end of July, and so we're going to be migrating or moving to Spain for roughly 3 months. However, that won't be like 3 months straight, because we'll also spend time in other Schengen countries in addition to other countries outside the Schengen area in the Europe area. So yeah, week 16 is done and dusted. That means that there's only 3 weeks left, really 2 weeks, and the last week is dedicated all to career and job searching. So what I want to highlight for this week is just a brief overview of what I've written on my Medium article. This is not from my Medium article, but this is the documentation that went to my Medium article. And it's just going to be like a high-level view relating to what was accomplished this week, and also the reasons why I focused on learning these concepts what I'm about to share for this week is because it has to do with starting Monday is our practice exam, and our practice exam dictated a lot of what I spent my time the past couple days just refreshing myself on and studying and focusing on to get a better grasp and understanding of those topics. And those topics are very applicable to when you are interviewing. You get asked, generally, you will get asked a lot of times, data structure questions or algorithm questions, or maybe not even so like questions from a standpoint of describing something, but I guess given a practical example in the business world, let's say, and really translating that into how would you extract and structure the data to then build something around or solve an issue with. So yeah, you know what? Actually, let us go to the Medium article. That's a bit structured, nicer and organized. Side note, yeah, is just a plug to say follow me on Medium from the standpoint of just writing about things that are going on in my career or in just life in general and different topics that I find interesting that I like to write about. So in this case, for week 16, I'm going to share a little bit of where we are at right now with our group project. So when you're doing the Hack Reactor program, module 3, you will be assigned to a group of 4 or 5 individuals, and you'll have to build an application from bare bones to minimal viable product level. And that consists of picking your database and building out like the YAML or the Docker Compose YAML, and then going from there and using Fast API, and then incorporating different APIs, and then building out more your backend. So you're making sure your APIs can fetch your database, and your database can work with your API, and then connecting your backend to your frontend and using frontend with React in this case. And those are only just a few examples of the many options you have out there in this field or technology as a software engineer. But that said, that's the structure that is being followed with this bootcamp and many other bootcamps too, because React is a very popular language or framework to work with in the industry, and that only makes sense why Hack Reactor is teaching that or making that one of the requirements. So yeah, this week for group project, I worked on like building unit tests a little bit. I got like the foundation of that going, and I wasn't able to get those successfully run, but I'm planning over the next couple of days to build that out even more so that we meet the requirement come Friday for when we turn in our project. And we're meeting the requirement for building unit tests. And it's mainly going to just be building unit tests that can confirm that like our endpoints that we built API are good, or when we create or update a user account for our database. We then did more of the React front-end build out. We also defined, again, we had to redefine some of our models in our MongoDB. So we had the option of using MongoDB or a SQL database. In this case, our group decided to go with MongoDB, and from that we've been learning as we go. And yeah, I would say we've done a great job of just learning as we go and being flexible, and yeah, just continually going at it. We've been refining and working with our fast APIs. We've also been doing CSS. And I say I do want to give a shout out to my team members, Jason, Leland, Sabrina, Jeanette. All are fantastic individuals to work with, and absolutely all 4 of them get the most credit for this project. And I'm really grateful that I'm on a team that's very focused, constructive, and just easy to get along with and work with. So very grateful for them. Also, we ran into some like Docker issues with one of our teammates, and we had to seek assistance from other individuals in whether it's the cohort or people in a similar situation when the Docker just does not work at all on the computer, and then doing all the different everything possible to figure that out. And that took several days to get our team member back online with making sure her Docker could work, so that when she made updates in the code, it could be shown on the front end in the browser view. Now, from there, we also learned more tactics or working with branches in our GitLab and using Git in numerous collaboration situations. So now then this is going to be a little more like the high level stuff that we talked about this week, which is something called like CI or CD. CI, continuous integration, continuous development. Essentially, that is the process of how we put our application online, and then just what that all entails with getting it online, but then what does it mean just continually making sure it's able to be utilized by other individuals. That's just that description is very service level. You go very deep into that. I'm just gonna read off the topics that focused on this week. If you want to know more details, check out the Medium article. It goes into more details of what those topics are. So what is waterfall in software development? That is something I actually searched on my own. Big O notation, this has been something that's been going on since module 1 of the program. It's been referenced again in module 2, and it's been certainly referenced even more in module 3, because module 3 consists of more data structure and algorithms. And now you'll see as I'm going forward here, a lot of the topics now are going to be focused on data structure and algorithms, because that's what the module 3 exam consists of. So here's a breakdown of the different sorting methods, algorithms you can use, and the time complexities, the Big O notation that's involved with them. Big O notation relates to algorithms, absolutely does. Then you have something called like recursive algorithms, was the recursivity or recursively sort. What is recursively sort? What is hash map? Sorting algorithms. And then this is all the different type of algorithms or sorting methods that we've been practicing with over the past several weeks during different coding challenges. And normally how the program is structured, you're always going to do coding challenges in the morning, and that could be anywhere from like 45 minutes roughly. And then once you complete it, you then come back as a group and you discuss and you walk through the code, and individuals speak about what the coding challenge is asking of, and then deconstructing how you went about solving that and talking the verbiage to work on communication when you're just speaking about coding. So you have bubble sort, selection sort. I do have to say bubble sort seems like the beginner version of building out an algorithm, because the bubble sort's really just there to give you the picture, an idea of how things are working, but it doesn't really seem very useful in practical sense once you have, let's just say, medium to absolutely a large set of data. We have selection sort, insertion sort, merge sort, quick sort. What are nodes? What are link trees? What are graphs? Here you go, SQL. So my group's not using SQL, but SQL is it's a very popular language for working with and manipulating data in a database. So the practice test and the practice test, and also the exam, the real exam for module 3 is going to have at least a question or two about SQL. So what is dynamic programming? Essentially, dynamic programming is you given a big problem, analyzing it, and let's just say reverse engineer, or just breaking up big problems into smaller problems, and then maybe those problems into smaller problems, so that you can then build some momentum and get going with solving the issue at hand. So those small problems then connect to a larger problem that connects to the bigger problem, and it's just a way to go about problem solving. I wrote a couple like references or links that I found for like doing practicing interview. I also took four, actually. I did 4 LinkedIn learning courses this week. The first one was paired programming with AI. That is shown right here, paired programming with AI, with the instructor Morten Ran Henstren. I've seen him in other LinkedIn learning courses. The reason that this sparked my curiosity is because this was released back in April 3rd, 2023 of this year, and it breaks down how to use Visual Code Studio paired with the GitLab or GitHub Copilot assisted AI software, in addition using another extension that is in the Visual Code Studio called Genie, shown right here. This is Genie. Genie is tied into Chat GPT, and it allows you to you can say like highlight code and then work with making adjustments to your code or understand what your code's saying based off of that software or that large language model, ChatGPT, integrated into the Visual Code Studio itself. In addition, it also was showing the benefits of how you can use Microsoft Edge's Bing chat functionality. And if you actually using like code space, I think it's a GitHub code space in the browser itself, you can like highlight the text and it'll automatically be able to be integrated into the chat functionality of Bing. And that of course is built off of and integrating ChatGPT also. But nonetheless, the reason why I wanted to follow this is because it just seems like more and more in the industry, this is where it's going to be going, where individuals that are programmers, developers, engineers are going to be whether expected or to produce a higher level of productivity, knowing how to utilize the numerous different AI tools. And of course, these are the tools that are being spoken of now, but certainly it's going to change over the next year or two just because of the massive amount of different developers and engineers that are spending time building out numerous software programming AI tools to help out a developer. And 3 more. The other 3 courses I did were Introduction to SQL, and this SQL was actually focusing on the Oracle, what is the name of it? I have it, Oracle database. Yeah, seemingly working with an Oracle database, or dataset, and I think it's where it's on live SQL on Oracle Integrated Cloud. The reason I did this, though, is just to get a little more familiarized with SQL talk. In addition, I did a Programming Foundations, a data structure course. And the last one I did was an algorithms course. I could recommend all of them. If you probably watch like any of my documentation I've done up until this point, I'm going to recommend any of the LinkedIn learning courses I do. That's just because if I'm going to finish it, that means I liked it. So if I finish a LinkedIn learning course, I'm definitely going to recommend it. So yeah, that's a bit about what was accomplished this week. And this is, for example, what the project is looking on at this point, although I'm on one working branch of our project, so I'm not able to show like all the full capabilities. But for example, we got our API, and this is thanks to my team. For this page, I didn't even touch this page, so my team deserves all the credit for integrating the API call from OpenWeather for it to be displayed on a planner view, let's just say. So we're able to make API calls for weather 5 days out, no more. So that's why it's sectioned off in 5 days. And later on throughout the next couple days, we're actually going to include like pictures and this is like the picture you'd be seeing right now. So you're seeing like a really rough draft of where we are right now, but it's going to be like pictures of different clothing items that are going to be associated with based off of what the weather is. And it's pretty cool that my team was able to make this API call work to where the icons that are associated with the OpenWeather API website, or the openweather.com website, is able to generate the icons themselves. So that is really cool. Shout out to them for doing that. Yeah, so that it's just like a brief showing you like what we have here for showing you a closet view, and it will, if I have it in the data set, I don't really I haven't updated my data set, but when you click on the closet, shout out to Sabrina for making the blur effect look really cool there. So yeah, overall something we worked on here too, clothing form, and create new wardrobe foam. So all this is going to be built out in more depths over the next couple days. Here is the working code at the moment on the planner branch. Certainly have numerous other branches from that standpoint, but let's just quickly show what we've been doing on the front end side of things. And this is where we're at now. We can close this folder. We now have bin view, we have a closet view, we have a clothing form, we have a login, main, nav bar, planner, sign up, and this is more for authenticating the user so that they can see the numerous different functionality we have for the site when it comes to like uploading clothes, and then including and extracting the user's account. So when a user does sign up, we are storing their zip code. So we're asking for the user's zip code, and that's how we make the API call. We can go here, and that's how we make the API call for the weather. So that's where the zip code comes into play. So everything you see on the planner side of things is directly related to the zip code for that individual. Yeah, let's just sign off with that. Let me go back to Coruña. Looking forward to that. And yeah, over the next couple weeks, we're going to spend more and more time in the job searching process and networking process. So yeah, we'll sign off with that. I'm officially also baptized. So I have my baptized today. I'm gonna spend some time, I think, writing about that. It's just an interesting experience in itself. Grateful for just the individuals that helped me out with that process. And I'll share some pictures once I have them from that event. And I do have to say that was pretty neat because it was interesting from the standpoint that I was the only individual absolutely over the age of whatever it was, like 2 or 3. So it was me, this 29-year-old individual, and then 3 other families that have, I think they were all little girls. And it was just funny that the Padre kept mentioning, saying niños for the kids, and then he'd also like point to me and say joven, like a young person. But yeah, and quite interesting. I didn't understand everything that was said throughout the service, but there was moments where not only the Padre but some other individuals spoke in front of the entire like congregation about me going through the process of baptizing and what it meant for I guess individuals of the faith. And it all being seen as like very positive for reflecting faith and spirituality and community. Okay, let's sign off with that. Week 16, done and dusted, like a former mentor I had in the fitness industry would say. Done and dusted. We are last 3 weeks of documenting Hack Reactor Coding Bootcamp Extravaganza. Sign off for now. Thank you so much for watching, and check in with you in the next feature video. Thank you so much for your attention, and ciao for now. Xander, software engineer, signing off. Ooh, let's get it.